the Project Cybersecurity with Minecraft. Lesson number 6 for 4th, 6th grade pupils. Software security. Digital devices and software shape our daily lives quietly but powerfully. They do the work, store our memories, and connect us with the world. In this lesson, we will view software not only as a tool, but as a vulnerable space that needs protection. It is important to understand that a trustworthy source and regular updates are not a formality, but real protection against unexpected consequences. This lesson is designed as a step-by-step guide through the landscape of software security. Each part will invite not only practical tasks, but also short pauses for reflection, when convenience turns into risk and how to make responsible choices. Such guidelines will help form a consistent security practice that we can later discuss and apply in class. The topic's relevance stems from the fact that programs and their updates change quickly, and mistakes or security gaps can happen to anyone. For students, this means that every download and every click has consequences, not only for one device, but for their entire digital environment. The lesson will help distinguish between reliable, official sources and dangerous quick fixes. The tasks are designed so that students can spot symptoms, discuss risks, and consider safe steps, without technical panic but with a clear plan of action. In this way, the focus shifts to prevention and organized response. The practical activities in the lesson center on decision-making. Students will be encouraged to identify risky offers and choose the safest actions, rather than merely perform technical procedures. The activities will prompt them to weigh alternatives, consider consequences, and rely on trustworthy sources when making decisions. In this way, the ability to act calmly, rationally, and responsibly is developed. For educators, this lesson offers an opportunity to integrate technical aspects with decision logic and community responsibility. Teachers can propose clear response rules and demonstrate how to evaluate sources. The discussions emphasize accountability. More important than hasty action is a critical view of sources and agreements on how to act as a community. Students cultivate discernment that shows software security arises from everyday practices and shared rules, not just from technical knowledge. The ultimate goal is to teach them to ask the right questions, assess consequences, and choose the path of caution rather than blindly rely on convenience. At the end of the lesson, we will set aside time for reflection. What we noticed, what is worth changing in our behavior, and one simple step we can commit to taking. During learning, we can learn tips that can be applied in the classroom, at home, and in the future. In the lesson, there will be an assignment about a strange downloaded program that turns out to be a computer virus. The scenario will present signs to notice and discuss. The task will encourage students to consider how to respond safely to such a situation. In this way, it emphasizes prevention and the habit of caution. This topic invites us to reflect on the fragility of technology and our role in it. The discussion not only reveals threats, but also helps us understand what we can control through everyday decisions. Such a perspective fosters a preventive mindset worth sharing both in the classroom and at home. Students will be encouraged to analyze how viruses can damage information stored on a computer. This will provide an opportunity to understand the scale of risks and why caution is more important than convenience. In the reflection, we suggest thinking about how our actions online can affect not only ourselves, but also others whose data we store or share. It is also worth discussing how regular updates and security tools help prevent many known threats. In another task, the internet needs to be restored and the necessary programs updated. Learning here will involve decision logic and collaboration, not just technical actions. For teachers, this activity provides an opportunity to show how to systematize crisis response steps and how to set priorities. It is important to emphasize that safe response begins with a clear report and seeking help. Students need to know whom to contact and how to describe the observed problem precisely. In discussions, we encourage addressing data backups and simple ways to securely preserve important files. In this way, we develop not only technical capability, but also an organized, calm culture of response. Students are also encouraged to think about how to tell whether a program is genuine or may hide a virus. We encourage discussion of the signs that raise suspicion, why it's worth critically evaluating any download, and how an official source differs from one that looks nice but isn't appropriate. At the end of the lesson, it is worth focusing on personal insights. What new things I noticed? What made me rethink my habits? And one concrete step I can try in the near future. A class discussion provides an opportunity to refine common rules and agree on one or two clear norms of behavior. By taking part in the discussion, students can compare different experiences, understand the differences, and together choose what works best in their daily lives. Such a collective process can create a safer environment and reduce risk stemming from individual decisions. The reflection at the end of the lesson can be concrete and effective, not only discussion, but also agreement on one or two simple steps. Such agreements help move ideas from discussion into everyday practice and observe their impact over time. This strengthens both individual and collective responsibility for the security of the digital space. The project Cybersecurity with Minecraft. A sum of €50,525.18 has been allocated for the project's implementation. Funded by the 2021 to 2027 European Union's Digital Europe Programme, €25.26259, and co-financed by the General Financing Funds of the Republic of Lithuania, €25.26259. The lesson package can be downloaded from the specified website.